Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Every time I start talking about boxing, a white man got full rockin' my gun out there.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
Oh, this hard got network being this good.
One more again, see what I take on your front set, I swear.
You ain't my daddy, are you?
There's gonna be consequences and repercussions.
What time is it? Game time.
Okay, welcome again to the Don't Be Blasé podcast. We are coming to you live from the House of Pain, otherwise known as Snap Fitness in the Adelaide CBD. I am your host, B. Caruana, joined as always by my man, Steve Burrows.
Hey there.
That was a nice normal one, Steve.
I know, well, you know, I'm just coming off a victory. I'll tell you about it later.
Oh, too bad. Okay,
Yeah, I can turn it down these days now. I'm not trying to impress anyone.
Before we get started, guys, I'd like to thank our sponsor, Larry and Lad. Go see the boys at Region Arcade, get yourself an awesome coffee, listen to some pretty sweet tunes. But for now, on with the show. Now, Steve.
Yo.
We've developed a small but loyal following, and everyone wants to know what's going on with the lawn, Steve. We're due for a bit of lawn chat.
We are. Well, I mowed it for the first time.
Yeah?
The other day, Spe. Yeah, I mowed it. And,
Did you rip that cord, or did you just switch it on at the PowerPoint? You just
I almost ripped the cord out of the wall because it kept getting in the fucking way.
Oh, okay.
So I've worked out now that it's directional. So I need to mow away from the PowerPoint.
Okay.
'Cause then it won't get in the way.
Okay.
So I learned that halfway through.
Did you do the little flick over?
Oh, dude, you have no idea.
See, now I think if you had an extension cord...
I know, I've got it's a huge lawnmower. I've got two extension cords.
Oh, you got well, that makes it a bit manlier.
Yeah.
Having extension cords for anything always makes it a bit manlier.
I love it. I bought one the other day just cause. I just saw it at Bunnings. I think I need one.
You're like, well, I was going there for a sausage anyway. I might as well buy an extension cord. That's good, Steve.
Yeah.
We need another photo.
Yeah, okay.
The last photo got some love on the Facebook. So
Yeah.
keep an eye out for lawn chat and all things lawn. But Steve, first of all, you wanted
Did
to
you
bring...
use my joke?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a good joke.
It's a quality joke.
I don't need you feeding me...
I know what's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what's funny. No, it's funny.
I don't need you feeding me material, Steve. I've got enough on deck. But you did have something you wanted to bring up with me, something that happened in the NBA last week. You brought it to bring to my attention.
There was a few things about the Cleveland Cavaliers, J.R. Smith
Yep.
debacle. Your sleazebag mate, J.R.
JR's got, I enjoy his work.
And tell me a bit more about his work.
Well, he recently dealt with a one-game suspension for throwing a bowl of soup at an assistant coach.
Wow.
Now, I don't know the full extent of the story, but I do enjoy that someone was suspended for throwing soup.
I'm assuming he would have missed.
No! I don't know.
How far away was he from
He either hit him with seven bowls of soup in a row, or he missed it by a mile and then just kept chucking them. So that's the extent of the J.R. Smith experience. You're either going to get it first time and continue to get it, or you're just having a bad day. But obviously he hit him with the first one because he only missed the game.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he got him fair in the face. Was it hot soup?
I don't think it was a gazpacho. I don't think he went the cold soup. I don't think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold in Cleveland. I don't think you're eating cold soup.
No. All right, well, sweet. So JR missed the game.
Yep.
And Cleveland lost again.
Yes.
It's funny because when they did that trade, and they were like, oh, they finally got a championship winning team. I think they won 3 or 4 in a row, and everyone's on their dick. Excuse me, sorry, and on them, and
because we don't like that sort of language.
No, I know, but that was and then they can't streak get a win streak going. They've lost 4 out of the last 6.
Yeah, it's just they're an up and down team at the moment. And it's sort of one of those things where you look at it from the outside, and it's gotten to a stage where you can't just blame LeBron anymore. You can't say you can't blame the other guys. It's just there's a team chemistry issue, and I think it honestly comes down. This is the one thing I'll have a knock against LeBron.
Yep,
he's too dominant on the team. Okay. As far as it's at that stage now when you're having this thing, you've got new players and everyone's trying to gel and blah 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 blah. This is when you need a strong coach.
Yeah,
and I just don't think they have a strong coach. And this is where for all the things that Michael was great and he had this and he had teammates yada yada yada. He had Phil Jackson, and then Phil Jackson was the one that got Kobe and Shaq together. Phil Jackson, was a solid coach. I mean, you saw back in Miami before LeBron came in, when they had Shaq and Alonzo Mourning and Antoine Walker and Gary Payton and all these legend stuff. It took Pat Riley to come from the office down to the bench halfway through the season to take over. Sometimes, you can have all the talent in the world. You can have the best players. If you don't have a strong coach, you got strong leadership players, but you need a strong coach in order to get over the line.
Yeah, of course, because you have to understand is that all these players, NBA, there's probably 400 players in the league, right? They are the best 400 people in the world at playing basketball, okay? Yep. So every single one player on that team probably grew up as the best player they've ever seen. Yep. They would have been the best in high school. They would have won the high school championship, and they would never. So what happens when you get to college and then more importantly NBA? Imagine the egos. Yeah. Imagine it because you're the best guy, and all of a sudden you have to fit number 8 now on the roster. Yeah, that would be that. So that's when the coach comes in. It's not only just drawing plays; you're managing personalities, you're managing egos, which would be incredible. And Tyronn Lue,
these are professionals too. Like it's not like if you're a college coach, people are coming to your program to learn from you. Yeah. Whereas you're now a professional. You're getting paid to play this game. It's up to the coach to sort of decide. The coaches are the first ones going to get fired. Whereas in college, they'll just get rid of players and get in a whole new crop every 4 years. So,
exactly. Yeah. So I don't know about Tyronn Lue. It's hard because let's face it. If you're the coach on LeBron's team, you're probably going to be successful to an extent. It's just how far are you going to be successful?
Well, that's the thing that the Warriors have at the moment is having Steve Kerr, who has not only he's got the knowledge himself to be a great coach because he's been in great teams and that sort of stuff, but he's got the trust of the players. Yeah. And they trust him because he trusts them. Like the other game against Phoenix where he just gave the players the clipboards and went, right, you guys call the plays during...
What do you think about that?
I think that's fine because, like he said, because they'd actually lost... What people gets lost in that is they'd lost 4 out of 6. Yeah. And Steve Kerr went, I just feel like they're tuning me out. Okay. So, let them dig themselves out of the hole because sometimes that's what you need. I mean, like I said, to a lesser extent, I used to coach under 12s basketball. And one game, my boys we played Norwood team, we played against Sturt, and Sturt was always a team, under 12s. Yeah. The team plays a full court trap, it can throw off a lot of young kids, so I just said, call a timeout when I saw them pull the trap out, don't put your head down and dribble the ball to the corner, short, sharp passes, get through the trap, you'll get there. We're up by 12. Now, the kids just kept putting their head down and dribbling to the corner. Okay. And then we're up by 10, we're up by 6, we're up by 2, we're down by 4, we're down by 6. And the parents are looking at me going, call the timeout. I'm like, nah, there's no way these boys are going to learn unless they really... And so they got down to where we're down 12 again. So we were 24-point swing, called the timeout, brought them in. They all came over, looked lost. Yeah. And then just like, well, are you going to listen now? Because if you pull them up too early, they're not going to listen. And they're going, yeah, I got it. Yeah. Like everyone does it. We've all had that coming up when you're young and you're learning. You're like, no, I know what I'm doing. You sit down. It sometimes takes to the bottom falls out for you to go, right, I need to listen to that person because we need a fresh perspective on it. And I think the Cavs are getting close to that, where it's going to be, and it almost needs to be like, it's going to be a real proving point for Tyronn Lue. Is he strong enough to go, right, you guys have done this and you're doing it your way and it's not working. Now you got to shut the fuck up, let me do what I'm paid to do, and I can right this ship. Otherwise, I don't even see him making the finals.
No, well, I stand by my earlier assessment. I don't think Cleveland are making the finals this year.
Well, who's making it out of the East then? Because the Celtics look shaky too.
Celtics, yeah, but they won a few in a row now. Yep. I think they lost against Houston in an absolute cracker game. But let's face, Houston is one of the other top 2 or 3 teams in the league. So, and so you're going to lose those games. Those games are 50-50. I still back Boston and Toronto are doing all right as well. So
I like the fact that this year everyone thought starting the year, it was an absolute cinch. It was going to be the 4 straight Warriors Cavs.
Definitely.
And now, 3/4 of the way through the season, it's like you don't even know who's making the playoffs. In the East, it's pretty well settled. Obviously, it's just going to be seedings. But with the West, 3 through 12, there's only about 6 games between them.
Nah, it's awesome.
And the one that's coming in 12th at the moment and making a late run are the wonderful Lakers of Los Angeles. Let me know how you feel about them, Stephen.
Oh, well, actually, I do like the fact that... look, I don't know much about Lonzo Ball other than when he came into the league with the hype of his old man, and he got probably universally hated by every NBA player because of it. Yeah. So, look, I don't watch a lot of Lakers. So I don't know how well they play. I do know Isaiah Thomas went to LA.
Yeah.
So I do keep an eye on that because I'm just curious. I'm just curious, like obviously he went to Cleveland with an injury, but he went to Cleveland having a great year.
Mm-hmm.
And then it does not work whatsoever. He didn't play well at all. And then I was just curious. So I'm doing a box score check once in a while. Just to check. And I noticed that he's coming off the bench and he's putting up some numbers.
I think he's finally bought in because his was a big, what you said. Everyone's gone from being the man in their school team, blah, 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 being the man. He's been the man he was the man at Boston, which is a big, prestigious franchise.
Big deal, that's right.
And now he's gone through a stage where he was looking for a contract, like a max contract, to getting traded twice within 1 year and then getting told to come off the bench. And you could tell he was salty about it when he first moved there. But it's one of those things now. He's like, well, hang on a tick. If I want any money next year, I think it's gotten to the stage where I think he's realised he's gone, in fact, I'm not getting a max contract.
Yeah.
But if I want to get paid, and he will get a good contract, but if I want to get paid next year, I need to pull myself in line. I need to, put the ego aside, play the team game. And, since he's done that, like he's scoring, but he's not trying to do too much, which is what he did with the first couple of games. He had 20-odd points, but he'd also have like 9 turnovers.
Yeah.
So the thing is now I think he's bought into the team game. And the way the Lakers play, obviously, with Walton as coach, it's very similar to the Warriors game. It's spread the ball around, try to get some open shots and open threes and stuff like that. So they play a very fast-paced sort of game. It's all very team-oriented. It's not just like dump the ball into this one person, let him score. Any night it could be Kuzma, it could be Ingram, it could be, Isaiah. Anytime, or even Julius Randle, they can all get off on separate nights. So it's one of those ones, they're not quite there yet, but they're exciting to watch, and they're one of those teams that, if they've won 4 in a row.
Yep.
They've won the last 8 with Lonzo in the lineup.
Yeah.
It's because that's the beautiful thing about Lonzo Ball is the fact that he's not a scorer. He's ideal.
Jump shot. Yeah.
Hey, hits 3 in a row.
Look,
it's 3 in a row to beat the Spurs, mate.
He's an NBA basketball player.
Yeah.
Okay, he should be able to hit 3 in a row.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, but how many times does it happen?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is when you hit that league, it's like when, they go, these guys, this is what they do all day, every day.
Yeah, that's the same. If it's that easy,
and they've done it
everyone would
life.
do it. Like everyone. Because
it's not that easy because we don't get to. I don't get to sit there and train for 3 hours a day and not have to worry.
That's what I'm saying. But within the league.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's easy. They should be able to do it, but how many guys actually do it?
And that I know. So I'm having a
crack. Would you give Russell Westbrook 3 threes in a row?
No.
Exactly.
No.
He'd take them.
Oh, yeah. Even if I didn't have to give him nothing. He's taking them anyway. Exactly right.
But that's why I think they're exciting, and I think there's something to really go with there. And more importantly, there's been a big development yesterday.
Yeah.
With a former Lakers great surpassing sort of the person that he considered his idol, because Kobe Bryant has achieved something that Michael Jordan never did, and he's won himself an Academy Award.
Wow.
So I think that almost puts him to number 1 shooting guard of all time.
Jordan didn't get one for Space Jam.
No.
I
think he got some Razzies.
No, I haven't seen that video. I'm curious. It went on to that Cairns Festival or something like that and won some awards over there. It goes for 6 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
just
right?
a short
very
film.
Short film.
Called Dear Basketball, yeah.
Yeah, think of the actors in the world who haven't got.
Yeah, Academy Awards.
Brad Pitt doesn't have an Academy Award. No. And that dude's a gun.
Superstar, yeah. It took Leonardo DiCaprio till last year to actually finally get one.
Yeah, and I think honestly that's because everyone in the world was protesting. Why hasn't Leo won a freaking Academy Award? So yeah, well done Kobe Bryant. Yeah, but what's interesting is I wouldn't mind seeing that. I've been seeing a few of the shorts was the Kobe and Shaquille O'Neal that sit down across from each other.
Having a chat
thing.
Because and pretty much backing up everything that I've always argued for with the Kobe and Shaq argument. And Shaq was actually admitting that, yes, I didn't get into shape because I knew I could rely on you.
This is the whole thing. See, he's been caught up in this whole let's all be friends thing. He wasn't saying that in 2002.
I know.
He's saying that in retrospect.
Because he was in his own head. He had his head in his own ass. He'll admit it. Everyone has it. You have these moments. There's moments where you think, your shit doesn't stink and blah, 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 blah. And he thought, I'm the one that, Then you look back at it and go, yeah, I was being a dick.
I would like to see what Kobe says about himself.
I think
as well.
To be honest with you, I think he would be a little bit. He's probably got the same as well because he's the king of having the head in the ass.
Yeah.
But I think now it's one of those things that retirement and when you get older, you reflect and you kind of go,
hope so.
Could have done this better. Could have done that better. This and that. But I'm like you. I really want to see it because I want to see what they have to say about it. Because I really enjoyed the Isaiah Thomas and Magic Johnson one.
Honestly, I've never seen that one as well.
Yeah,
so I need to catch up on these things.
Really good because I'm a big fan of both of those growing up. Yeah, and to know that they hadn't really spoken for like 20 years was like a travesty.
And it looked super emotional, didn't it, man? A couple of times when they said something, and I think they actually broke down and they cuddled and shit like that. It was amazing. I did see Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal have a crack at each other because Charles was saying, "You see, you guys had beef, and had you played together, you'd have won more titles." And Shaq was like, "We didn't have beef. It was just this, that, and the other." I can't wait to watch it. I think it's going to be really interesting, and because you have to understand, I've hated Kobe Bryant since around those early, those Lakers years, because I was thinking this dude is ruining what could be one of the best runs ever.
Yeah.
And his head up the arse thing is ruining it. So I am interested to see it. But I do think that Shaq will be a bit nicer because they're sitting across from each other. So,
But you got to remember, Shaq's also one of the largest human beings in the world. So you don't really need to be nice to anybody if you're Shaq because you can just fall on them and there's a chance they're not getting back up.
And one thing I did see the other day, because I want to have a crack at your mate.
Which one's my mate? I have so many mates.
Yeah, this one in particular. So LeBron had a huge achievement the other day. He scored 30,000 points, 8,000 rebounds, 8,000 assists.
First person in history.
First person, which is remarkable. And I will definitely not take it away. But your boy Colin Cowherd, I wish I could do an impersonation. Because that voice drives me out the wall.
Yeah, I've actually stopped listening to him.
Oh, really?
He does 2 shows, and I listened to the second one with a few other people. Because, some of the takes are starting to get on my nerves a bit too.
He is, man. He's the one who... This is the kind of guy that gets the whole LeBron Jordan thing going. Because he just... I'm at a point now where... you witness greatness, and LeBron is certainly greatness, and it is apples and oranges because they're 2 different players, they're 2 different eras. Of course, I'm always going to back Jordan, but you can't definitively say one is better than the other.
No.
But this Coward guy just won't let it go. He's a stats guy. He keeps saying stats. If we talked about stats, then you'd have to say James Harden and Westbrook are the best players in the league because they get so many points, assists, rebounds. But we clearly know that's not the case.
And the thing is, because if you just went purely off the stats, the greatest player of all time is Kareem.
Well, exactly, man. Exactly.
So you can't go.
It's all contextual. You can't just say raw data and prove your point. So he's just that fucking voice.
Because they did one on a couple of sports talks the other day. They did their top 5 power forwards.
Okay.
And that everyone was just universally like, it was Duncan, Garnett, Karl Malone, Charles Barkley, Dirk.
Yep.
And then someone threw out there, what about Moses Malone?
Okay.
And Moses Malone, if you look at the numbers, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
If you look at the titles, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Because he never really got his head in the paper, everyone forgets about how good he is. It's just one of those ones that's just like because he never, paraded himself around, he was one of the first guys to get drafted straight out of high school.
Yeah.
And he just was just like, I'm just about the business, about to play my game and move along. Like, didn't really care about the fanfare.
Yeah.
And he often gets like booted from these lists. But when you think about it, if you look at his achievements, he's honestly would be a top 15 player of all time.
Oh, yeah. I think he's a scoring champ.
Yeah, rebounding champ. He won MVP twice, won 2 titles with 2 different teams.
Yeah.
The first guy to win MVP for 2 different teams and also win championships for different teams.
Amazing.
So he was just incredible, but he's often
Charles never won a... he won a league MVP.
Yeah, won league MVP.
And he had 1 year in the finals.
That was one great. That was probably one of my favourite final series of all time. Because that game 6 we're talking about the 92, 93, Bulls versus Suns.
Phoenix,
and the game 6 is possibly one of the greatest games of all time.
Is that the one? Yeah, Paxson hits the 3.
Hits the 3, then Horace Grant with the block on KJ.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the one that seals it.
Yeah,
that was very good. But Steve, that's enough basketball for today. I think we've done well. No, we covered it.
Yeah.
We hit our bases. We know our target market. They want to hear about lawns. Yeah, they want to hear about basketball, and they also want to hear about food. So, Steve, you've come to get today with a very important question for me.
Yeah.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so last night it was I got home early, so the wife was still at work, so it was my turn to cook dinner.
Oh, there you go.
And I don't cook a lot.
No.
I'm quite limited, but what I do cook is brilliant.
Okay.
If I say so myself.
Very, very modest assessment there, Stephen.
I'd like to play it down. So we had chicken Kievs.
Chicken Kievs, yes.
Which I was...
Now, pre-made Or did you make them yourself?
No. I said I'm very limited, so no.
So you're buying stuff from the shop and just heating it up.
Yeah.
So,
but there is a trick to it.
Okay.
Because if you buy a Chinkievs, and obviously they're filled with the cheesy, garlicky, whatever they are, sauce. The trick is to cook them without having them bust open and then have the goodness come out, because then otherwise you're just eating dry chicken. Yeah. So, it's all about the slow cook.
Okay, the slow cook,
slow cook. I'm not going to give away all my
culinary secrets,
because I'm
pre-wrapped chicken.
I'm about my 7th application into my kitchen rule so far, and I'm waiting for my turn. And then, so I had that. Being the good parent I am, I love my veggies. Yes. And I love the kids having veggies. Yep. Even little man has veggies. So mashed potato. And that is...
I don't know if that qualifies as a healthy veggie, but
what's wrong with the mashed potatoes?
Well, rub me down what you put in your mashed potatoes,
well, there is a secret ingredient. It's not cough syrup.
Butter?
It's not cough syrup. But there's a bit of butter. But it's quantities as well, man. You see, any fool can put in butter and cheese and milk and stuff, but it's about the balance. Yeah. It's all about the balance.
It's sort of like the added love. It's like
it is a lot of love.
It's like we talk about sandwiches a lot, but if I could put the same ingredients on the same piece of bread in the same order as my mum, her sandwich tastes 10 times better than mine.
Oh shit, of course it does.
Mums know how to make sandwiches.
Yeah,
that's the one thing. It's the added love, and I think you're passing that love through your food to your children.
Is it added love, or is it the fact that you just didn't have to make it and it gets presented to you on a plate, and of course it's going to taste
I think I got that maybe 3 times in my life.
Okay.
Once we were old enough to look over the counter, Mum taught us how to make sandwiches. We come home and go, Mum, I'm hungry. She goes, we'll make a sandwich. You know how to? I'm like, you can't fault that logic.
Nicely played, Mum. Yeah. But yeah, so we got the cheese. Oh, look, there's nothing secret about the staples of a mashed potato. Yeah. Okay, but you got to get the
number one being potato.
You get normal white potato. Sweet potato doesn't work as well.
Nah, I've tried the sweet potato, trying to get the healthier option. Not as good.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If you're going to do it, you might as well do it properly.
That's right. So you get the old, the white potatoes, cheese, and the butter.
I'm a cheese guy.
Definitely cheese. So cheese, butter, and milk. Yeah. But what you do is because you're boiling the potatoes, you put the cheese and the butter and the special ingredient, and you put that and then you let that sit in the bowl for 40 minutes, and it's sort of like it's a party in the bowl and everyone's invited.
They're all soaking into each other. Yeah.
Exactly, and then you put the potatoes on and you let them sit for a little while, because then you want everything to sort of melt within one another. Then you get that mash it, and the thing is when you're mashing it, it has to come together like. It looks like dough in the end, like you're kneading bread because it all glues together. Yeah. Then you put the milk in there. Yeah. And then, it's
party time.
Party at Steve's house. And, So anyway, there is a special ingredient. And my mate puts garlic powder in his.
That's no good.
He's rubbish.
Yeah.
But he's contested my ingredients. But anyway, so my question to you is, after that 7-minute intro, is what's your go-to meal? So let's say mum's coming over for dinner. Yep. Not eating out. You're going to stay home and eat. What are you doing?
Well, first of all, I need to know what the secret is. Okay. You're going to make it sound like you're sprinkling some meth in you.
Look, it's onion salt.
Onion salt.
Old Master Foods onion salt.
Wow, that's really gourmet of you, Steve.
Gourmet. It's quality, man. If you had it, then you'd understand.
So no, this is basic. It's good. I like it.
So look, it's through the generations. Mum did it.
Mum did it. Passed down. You need a good family recipe. Yeah. And so you've got your chicken calves with your mashed potato, any side salad going on here,
and veggies. Like veggies.
Yeah, that's cool.
Carrots, peas.
That's a good setup.
Yeah. Oh well, my family, we came from the old traditional, meat and three veg styles.
Yeah, see, I never had that.
Yeah.
We had the same lasagna a lot when we were kids, with a single parent looking after two boys.
Made lasagna or bought?
Bought from this place called Corner Crumbs. Big, one of those big fuck off
slabs.
Yeah, slabs. Yeah. And you would get a little portion of that every day, maybe a bit of lettuce to go with it. Last you a week, and then at the end of the week, you got a new one. So that was dinner for about 2 years, I think. I don't think I ate lasagna again for a very long time. But yeah, it was the traditional Weet-Bix breakfast, lasagna dinner. Yeah, it's everything a growing boy needs right there.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, I'm a fan of the slow cook too, Steve.
Yeah.
But I am a huge Mexican fan.
Yeah.
So if I'm have people over, I'll always do some sort of Mexican. So I'll either get the slow cooker out. I always get slow cooker out, and you either chuck it in some beef or you chuck it in some chicken breasts.
Okay.
So then I'll chuck in some stock.
Yep.
Some like crushed tomatoes.
Yep.
A little bit of red wine vinegar. Get the seasonings in there, Steve. I love my paprika, some cayenne pepper, a boatload. If you don't like chili, don't come to my house.
Oh,
to
really?
eat. I
So
like
hot?
not hot, but I just love a bit of chili. You need a bit of kick in your food. So there, I'll chuck some garlic cloves in there, a bit of cumin. Let that cook for a good 5 hours.
Oh, shit.
Because nothing is better than when you get to pull that chicken breast out there and just get 2 forks and it just falls apart.
Okay.
And you can see it, you can visualize it in your mind, guys. Picture that chicken just falling apart as you just drive just a little fork.
Especially
through it.
vegans. You picture
Yeah.
that.
Imagine it's like, I don't know, well cooked corn. I don't know the vegan equivalent.
No.
But I love watching, because I used to go to a Moroccan restaurant in Adelaide here, and they do the same thing, the slow cooked lamb and stuff like that. And I remember the first time, same thing, you put that fork into the meat and it just falls apart. You're just like, this is delicious.
Yeah.
So I'll do that, and then so you've got your meat to one side,
Yep.
and then I just knock up, I used to go to this restaurant. It was a Tex-Mex restaurant in Munich.
Okay.
So they used to do, your standard, bog standard for every Mexican restaurant, your corn chips and guacamole. But they would make the guacamole fresh at your table. So if you wanted it, then they would show you and they tell you how to do it. So they would come up with like a couple of avocados, peel them, chuck them in it was like a mortar and pestle, and then they would chuck in a bit of onion.
What's a mortar and pestle? That
The thing with the grindy
bowl
thing.
and the thing,
Yeah, the
yeah,
bowl,
yeah.
the big grindy thing.
yeah.
And so they would do that, and then they would chuck in all the extra ingredients, blah, 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 and then mash that through. So I kind of followed that recipe a lot because it worked. It was delicious. So I'll put a bowl of that aside. You get your lettuce, your tomato, that sort of stuff. I'm not a big cheese guy, so there's not a lot of cheese in my Mexican.
Okay.
And the secret to any Mexican fiesta, the spicy tangy salsa, CCs. You don't want Doritos.
Just in the jar.
No, the actual biscuit, the corn chips, the CCs.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay. Yep.
The tangy salsa ones, the
Okay.
orange packet.
Yeah.
You don't want Doritos. Doritos have too much seasoning on them.
Yeah, okay.
So you go to CCs, good Australian brand.
Yeah.
And you got your good corn chips. I'm very passionate about my corn chips, people. I don't know if you noticed this. I don't know if it's coming through. But then, and then I just fry up some tortillas as well. Like, so you actually get the tortillas out of the packet, the little ones, and you actually put them with a little bit of olive oil in the pan so they crisp up a little bit. Because you like the soft ones. I don't like the hard shells because I don't know what kind of psychopath eats the hard shells because they always get jammed up in your teeth.
Oh, shit, yeah.
That always hurts. Get stabbed in the gum with one of those things. Yeah, it's ruined your whole night. And then, so yeah, a little bit of soft shell, a little bit of guacamole in there, some sour cream, and then the other magic ingredient, chipotle Tabasco sauce.
You're making my mashed potatoes really lame at the moment.
Mate, I enjoy my cooking.
Yeah,
So that's
are you
what
going to
I
cook this for me when I watch that film of yours?
Notting Hill, mate. If you want to, I'll put on the feast for you.
Yeah.
The key is you have a couple of little cervezas, couple of beers to go with it. It's a good Sunday afternoon one.
Okay.
But I like to do that one because you know what people are like these days. I don't like this. I don't eat that. I don't eat this. So you do that. You've got your bowl of meat. You've got your bowl of veg, and then it's just you grab it to you put it together yourself.
Yeah, that's
It's
I do enjoy tacos.
Yeah, exactly, and it's one of those things you don't have to deal with anyone going, oh, I don't eat that, and I don't
Yeah.
like this, and I like this way. Well, mate, make it yourself. But the
Yeah.
ingredients are there, so that's usually my go-to. If I've got people coming over, that's my go-to. That's my go-to dinner. I do a go-to breakfast as well, but I think I've gone too far on this today's, so I might save that for another time.
Yeah, okay. Can you give us a hint or something? Just maybe like.
I just enjoy doing like just your traditional, like I'm the same as you. Do your basics, but do them well.
Okay.
Like I'll do a big scrambled eggs, that sort of stuff.
Yep.
But I do a few other things. Like I might do a
Okay.
little French toast here and there. It depends what mood I'm in. But I enjoy cooking.
French toast now, is that a sweet or a savoury, or can it be both?
I do it as a mix of both. So I'll do my French toast with strawberries,
Okay.
or maybe some apple,
Yep.
but then bacon and maple syrup.
Maple syrup.
Yeah,
okay,
because you
yes.
need bacon, you need maple syrup. It's
Yes.
one of the great sweet salty combinations. I'm really passionate about my food.
Yeah, I know, man. Far
I
out.
really enjoy. I don't know. It's like, so even have friends over because I've only got a small apartment. You've been in my apartment.
Yep.
Open kitchen, and people will sit in the lounge room and go, "Hey, do you need a hand?" I'm like, "Get out of my kitchen! Like, just let me do this." It's one of I don't know. I think it's like the wog in me, but yeah, it's just that thing of feeding people, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah,
Like you get everyone's happy, everyone's enjoying their meal.
Yeah.
Everyone wins.
Excellent.
I'm all about it.
Okay, maybe I'll sleep over then on and you can cook me dinner.
Stop trying to get away from your kids. I thought you were supposed to be
I
dad
hate
of the
my
year.
life. Nah, it's killer, man. That sounds awesome, man.
Well, that will settle that then, Steve.
Yep.
You can come over one night.
Yeah.
We'll have some Mexican food. We'll watch Notting Hill, and we'll give each other pedicures and
None
that
on
sort
the
of stuff.
face, cucumbers on the eyes.
Yeah, why not?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we can't braid each other's hair. We both have none. So, I think that one's done. So we'll lock that in.
Yep, beautiful.
But quick recap for the guys. I don't know if you guys have been hearing us the last couple of weeks. We had our Ozcast Network podcast festival last Tuesday.
Debut for us.
That was.
Yeah.
And I think it was a very successful debut.
Yeah.
I think we engaged the crowd. We had a good time. Steve drank every beer they had in the bar on a Tuesday night.
It's a cool night. Yeah,
That's pretty alcoholic, Steve.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't ooze the natural charisma of my friend Spe. Spe's more of a natural performer than I am.
And I love the sound of my own voice.
He does. So basically, I got there on time.
Yep. You got there early.
I did. I got there spot on.
You're
7.
always good at being on time.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit less than punctual.
Well, he's a bit Hollywood. Let's face it. He comes in. He's wearing sunglasses. Remember the sunglasses guy who rocked up?
Yeah. Well, if you're great, you're worth the wait, Steve.
Yeah,
That's the way I think about it.
Yeah. So it was good. There was a few acts on. We were almost prime time. Do you think we were?
Slot. The boys looked after us.
Yeah.
Liam, Andy, thank you, boys.
That.
Yeah, we really appreciated the slot you put us into.
We were 8:20, so there was 3 or 4 before us.
Yep.
Which enabled the crowd to sort of like get an idea of what's happening, and then I think we came along and blew them out, man.
Yeah, I think we did really well.
Yeah.
There was a few people about 6-7 people in attendance.
I think so, yeah.
Great night at the Elephant, and it was good though to hear some of the other podcasts to see how they go about it. So there's a couple of good shows after us. I really enjoyed staying, having a few beers, listening in. So next time it's around, guys, keep an eye out. We'll promote it. And I heard the Wednesday went really well as well.
Oh, excellent.
So the day after us, a friend of mine runs the Adalol podcast. Very, very good show if you want to have a listen to that, guys. But yeah, it's just good to get everyone together and enjoy this weird medium that we have where we just talk random shit into a microphone every week.
That's right. How did you go that night anyway?
Let's, we decided, I'll probably check the link up, guys, with the live audio from the show. Now, we went through some classic debates and we decided, what's a better way to solve this? Rather than trying to convince each other, we'll get the live audience to decide. And out of 3, Steve squeaked away with a little 2-1 victory.
2-1 victory.
Admittedly, I gave him one.
Which one did you give me?
The hot dogs.
The hot dog.
I knew I was going to lose that one.
Yeah.
I gave that to you. I wanted to even up going to last. Because if I win a whitewash, it's no fun. It's like the Ashes. Wasn't much fun to watch.
No.
But yeah, you want to make it interesting. But Steve won on his own merit. I won't take the victory away from Steve.
Yeah. Well, it come down to actually no. We'll post it. You can listen.
You can have a listen to yourself. You've probably heard the arguments before. We do
Yeah.
rehash a couple of the same gags because let's be honest, we're old hacks and we can't think of new material. But thinking of winning and game shows, Steve. That's our last little announcement for the week. Is I'm going to be on the chase.
Oh, you are gonna be on the chat. Wowie, that's awesome.
I'm going over to record it in a couple of weeks, so
Yeah.
it'll be on Tuesday or something. But obviously, when they put it on the air, anyone's guess, I'll
Yeah.
probably be that terrible and might even drop a few swears on live TV that they may never air my episode. But I'm excited.
That is awesome.
I'm a big game show fan.
You've been talking about that for 6 months now, I reckon.
Yeah,
I remember.
I'm a huge fan of the game show.
Yeah.
I love a game show.
Now tell me this: are you going to go as Spe,
Yes.
or are you going to go maybe a hybrid
Yeah.
of a Spe/Rocky Monero?
I think I'll go with Spee.
Okay.
I'll play the
if
Spee card.
you don't rip your shirt off or give us a flex or something, then I'll be awfully disappointed. And a lot of people in our little community will be awfully disappointed if you don't at least. There's some reference there.
Yeah, you really enjoy the idea of me taking my shirt off in any situation, don't you?
Like, you've got your shirt off right now. That's what we're talking about. Podcasting.
You're like your son's christening, like, speak it, top off. Like, why, Steve? This doesn't really seem necessary. Just do it. No, but no, it's something I'm excited about. I'll be myself. I'm sure it would bring it up. It came up in the pre-screening. They'll ask, you're always going to sell yourself, get on a TV show. But, let's see how we go.
That is killer, man. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I was actually watching Chase a bit for a while there.
Yeah.
Before the little boy was born, you had a few more minutes. And I really enjoyed that show, so I'm glad you did that one.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite. Even though it's the least likely you are to win money. Like, it's pretty much almost designed for no one to win money. But I enjoy that. Because I've always watched the English one.
Okay.
And so me and my friend Patrick, shout out to Paddy, we used to watch the UK one all the time because we just love the banter on it as well. So it's not only bad enough that Chaser beats you, they love to rub it in too. And I really enjoy that. As a guy that just likes to shit can people, I really enjoyed that.
Tell me this then. Who would you prefer to go up against? Who the Chaser? Who's the guy that you think you've probably got the best opportunity to beat, and the guy or the girl or the guy who you would most likely not want to face?
Well, no. See, the thing is, the one I want to face is the one that probably will beat me. I really want to play against Goliath. Matt Parkinson.
Okay, yeah.
Because I remember watching him, and this is one thing I've joked. I'll say it to your face, Matty.
Matty.
Yeah, I'll just wear a first name. That's now. But I remember watching him as a kid on Sail of the Century.
Right.
Remember, he was on comedy shows and stuff like that. But then he also did Sail of the Century, and he was carryover champion for 3 weeks in a row.
Wow.
It was ridiculous. He won the entire showcase, everything, and always picked the home viewer. Good old Sail of the Century. I wanted to go on that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoy watching him on the show, and so I'll take him on. He's a good challenge. He's probably one of the tougher of the chasers. But if I could beat him, I would have earned any dollar that I can win.
I reckon that English, the what do they call him, the bear or something?
The Beast.
The Beast. He always wins.
No, he's good value. I enjoy him because he either wins, convincingly, or shits the bed.
Yeah.
He just, he either he wins with a minute to go, or he loses and he's got 9 questions, still has the answer. It's it's very J.R. Smith-like.
Yeah. And how do you feel you are going to go? I mean, because it's one thing, I guess, to watch the telly and go, oh, come on, it's this,
It's a team game, Steve.
Yeah.
We take it one day at a time, just trying to give up. Get a bit of run through the legs, during the week, get the boys up for the weekend, and just try to do my best on the day.
Okay.
So, do you know this? It's one of those things. There's no real strategy. It's just hopefully you don't choke up in front of the bright lights. It's just one of those things. So we'll see how we go.
And the other thing is, how you get the option to go when you get your 8,000, and they pull out a 40,000. And are you going to be conservative, or are you going to go? Because
depends where I am in the line.
There's so much pressure here.
Depends where I am in the line.
There's so much pressure. I don't want you to go out there and be a dud.
Yeah.
And be Mr. Conservative and go, I think I'll go to 1,000.
Yeah, there's a good chance I'll be the guy that takes, every now and then there's a negative option. I'll just go full heel and just go bad guy. Just nah, I'm going to take the -1,000, thank you, Andrew. They're like, no, but you're actually quite smart. Nah, -1,000.
Well, I can't wait to see this, man. Usually if the telly's on, it's when we're cooking dinner, my mashed potato and stuff, and maybe Family Feud might be on. So I'll make sure that...
No. Get off the feud, mate. Get on the chase.
That little fella's funny, though.
He does. Yeah.
But so is the other guy, Andrew, whatever his name is. I can't wait to see it, man. Like I said, no pressure. But you better be the best contestant of all time, because and even get on the news if you have to get on the news.
Yeah, I'm sweating already, but
I can see your chest. You've got no top on.
Well, that's going to be us for this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. So for Speaker One is saying goodbye. For Steve Burrows.
See you later.
And we'll speak to you next week. Peace.
Are you a podcaster? Maybe you've got that big idea and you're looking for a network to join. The multi-award-winning Ozcast Network can get your content to eyes and ears all over the world. Join now for the first month free, and you could be featuring this sound at the beginning of your podcast.
Ozcast.
Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.